What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol VLTA for Volta Inc. On the left-hand side, we have the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. First things first, we have covered this one prior on the channel, but whenever you're dealing with something that has pretty much invalidated an analysis, so basically I'm referring to this massive gap down and dribble lower, we kind of want to start from scratch. So let's do that exercise together by cleaning up the chart, and again, just simply beginning from scratch. The obvious things to point out are, of course, that large gap overhead, which we're poking our heads up into, and of course the gap which is now underneath us from today's session. So let's talk numbers here. Underneath $8.70, we would expect the gap underneath to start to fill down towards $8.18. On the flip side of that coin, if we continue to close candles up and over this 957, the gap overhead should fill into about 1075. So very simply, you're looking at a couple of things here inside of Volta. Firstly, can we continue higher into the gap? If so, we have a target here. Or are we going to dip back down into range, expect sideways in here, and potential for a re-break up and over the highs, wherever that ends up being, or sideways back into the range, right? Something like this, and then caution underneath 870. As we know, gap should fill to $8.18. That's very simply what I'm seeing from the daily time frame, and I think that's what we should worry about for now from that perspective. Let's take a look at the 30-minute to see how this move actually has started to unfold. What you'll notice is that in the morning time, certainly some balance. Look at this 30-minute bar essentially containing the early morning session, okay? So once we got out of it, sharp failure back inside. So to me, first push, not so exciting. What really got going here is obviously the end of day run, and you can see as well the volume ramp up down below. So to me, it's all about, can this end of day move sustain itself into tomorrow's session, right? If it cannot, obviously we would just, again, look for a move back down inside of the prior day's range. So you're going to know if it will sustain or not, all based on volume. The gap will fill if there wants to be continued high volume. You can see over the past 3 days, really as the EV space has been heating up here, look at what's been going on with daily volume. If we see daily volume on par with what we've seen here, so look for about 1 million shares per 30-minute bar, could be slightly less, maybe let's call it a zone from about 750,000 to 1 million. As long as share volume is on par with that per 30-minute bar, again, you can look for upside continuation into the gap fill area if we print bars above 957. If we see a move back inside of range here and volume wants to taper off and be extremely muted, that is going to be a good thing. What is that telling you about the stock? Anyone who essentially was buying up shares down here, it's not like they're panicking. They're not running for the exit signs here at the highs if volume wants to remain muted here. If on the flip side of the coin, and again, these are all scenarios that we have to think about, if we start seeing large red not hammers, but just red candles that print on really increased volume, so again, volume that's on par here or greater, that's more of a warning sign. In that instance, I would look for the gap to fill underneath and potential for a lower dribble after that. Keep in mind, earnings are a little bit further out on this one, but these are the main takes that I'll be thinking about inside of Volta into the remainder of the week. If you enjoyed the video or learned anything new today, let me know in the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description, and all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.